Cameron to me was somebody that you could really rely on, and whenever you were having a bad day, or you just weren't feeling, very happy, he was somebody that you could go to and talk to, or even just be around and really cheer up. He was one of those kids that, when he walked in the room, the light switch turned on. To me, he was just somebody that was really able to make your day.
Cameron was an amazing little brother. He was quirky and fun and so supportive, and growing up we did everything together, and not just because we lived under the same roof, but because we were best friends. And I can remember him making me a coupon saying that he'd promise to make me lunch, or even as a kid when I had a bad day, he would sleep on my floor just to be a comfort to me. It just really goes to show how incredibly loving he was.
Cameron to me was a classmate and he was a friend. We became friends in first grade when we rode the same bus together. We started to become better friends also at elementary school, and in middle school we became, I'd say, very good friends, and we rode bikes in his neighborhood all the time. He was always someone that was much more mature for his age, and you could really go to him for anything, whether it was personal life or school or anything, and he would have good advice for you and would always be up.
The most important things that I remember is his creativity. He was an intelligent young boy, wise beyond his years, had a very funny sense of humor, was a ball of energy that was always looking for new ways to release that energy. And one of the prominent things that I remember about him was his love for technology. He was always buying new gadgets that he was showing us, and coming up with new games that he wanted us to play, so he was very creative. It's funny, we always said that he was going to be the one that invented this new, very efficient technological gadget that would help and benefit so many people. So I think that just shows his love and his want to help people. I think the most important thing that comes to mind and that I want people to know about who he was as a person was his positivity. He was a positive light that made people worry just a little bit less about the ongoings of the world, in a good way, obviously. And he gave people the strength to get through a very bad day, or the laughter to get through that bad day. So I think even when things were thrown at him, negative things were thrown at him, specifically his battle with leukemia, his positivity shined and really helped lighten the mood sometimes.
Cameron was a really great friend of mine. He was always so kind, so brave, and so funny. Through his struggle, he inspires me every day to fight for myself, to fight for others, and to fight for what I believe in.
I'm Emmy Kaywood.
And I'm Andy Cole.
And we are two of Cameron's doctors. Who was Cameron to us? He was obviously one of our patients, but he was a great kid and a challenging kid and a fun kid to take care of.
He really was challenging. Every day on rounds, he would challenge us to say something smart, to solve a riddle. He used to put up the chemical structures of drugs that we use all the time, and we'd have no idea what they were. And he would relish in the fact that we didn't know what they were. He was funny and engaging and just an awesome kid.
He was my friend, and he was one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my entire life. I've never met someone as caring and thoughtful as Cam. When he asked you how you were doing, you knew that he always cared and he always meant it. I remember even at such a young age, he would listen to me so intently when I spoke, even though I was probably just complaining about math class or track or something, and he just made everyone feel so important. He was also the most spirited and optimistic person I've ever met.
I've been through some stressful and hard times with Cam, and I've never once heard him complain or have seen him lose that iconic smile of his. He was strong too, in every way possible. I watched him push himself to the max on the track, in the pool, in the classroom, and in life. And it was just so remarkable to see this person who worked so hard and was so amazing at everything, yet so humble at the same time.
Who was Cameron to me? Cameron was a friend, a classmate, and a role model. He always did his absolute best at everything, and that was something that everyone, no matter how close they were with him, could absolutely respect.
Mainly he was just such a big source of motivation and inspiration for me, even when I was doing sports in high school, and then even when I went on to college. He just constantly pushed me to focus on my goals and then meet a higher goal, and he was just always that positive, inspirational force behind everything that I wanted to do.
Cameron to me was a friend, probably my best friend at the time. He was a kid who I sat next to in all my classes, who I would text about what was going on in my life, what was going on in his life. We had a lot of similar interests, math, science, technology. He even once convinced me to make a Google Plus account, which no one still uses and no one ever did, but he's like, hey, there's this thing out called Google Plus, you should make an account. So we like share each other like articles and things that we found on there. We had similar senses of humor. He was really good at making me laugh. I made him laugh. He wanted me to start running, but I guess he didn't think that I was good enough for cross country, maybe, which was like his forte, obviously. So he wanted me to do track, because as he said, track is for goldfish. It's a direct Cameron Evans quote. Put that up on the website. It might not be up there yet. I don't know if it's one of his more inspirational ones, but it's a real one. So, yeah, he was the kind of person who you really miss when they're gone from your life.